Yay Media Group.
Like, there's a girl code. You don't mess with somebody's man if they date. I don't even care if it's in high school. You leave them alone. You can't touch them. And that's why it's better that you and I met living in different states, because everybody was off limits. Because living in a small suburban town growing up, everybody dated everybody and had sex with somebody. So it's like, you can't date. Same with you.
Yeah.
You can't.
That's why I got out of there.
Hey guys, episode 261, or actually is it 262? I think it's 261 we're at. If not, it's 262.
We'll be right the next time.
Yeah, we're doing this a little late. I only get my hair done twice a year normally, and I was at the hair salon for 4 hours. So we're doing this podcast a little late.
It's Tuesday. The All-Star game's going on. You're not into the All-Star game. I don't even know why I'm asking.
Who's in the All-Star game?
It's just the baseball All-Star game.
No. I don't think I ever watched baseball.
Yeah, it's fun. Baseball's fun in October. You know what I mean? If your team's in the playoffs. But other than that, unless you're at the stadium,
right,
it's tough to watch. And I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but why do we have ESPN? They don't even play anything on ESPN anymore. Every time I put it on, it's the WNBA, like minor league baseball. To watch a baseball game, you need like the MLB package. Otherwise, you can't watch a baseball game.
You have to pay for another subscription?
Yeah, so like the Cubs were playing like St. Louis last weekend or something, and I went to put it on because it was like, I thought it was like a Sunday night baseball game, and you needed the Major League Baseball app to go through it. And then the Cubs have their own network. It's called like the Marquee Network. And they used to be on WGN, and that's why they have so many fans, because you could watch them all across. Like when I lived in LA, they had WGN. I could watch it there. So wherever I lived.
Oh, WGN. I remember that.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
It was like on channel 23.
So the Cubs always played on WGN, right? Mm-hmm. So now they don't anymore, and they have their own Marquee Network, and you need the Marquee Network to watch their games. Well, but it's like everything's going like, it's just crazy.
And now
so
it's
hard.
Becoming more expensive.
Yeah, so if I even wanted to watch the Cubs, it's like I need to pay all these different apps. I'm like, I don't like baseball that much.
Well, then I think they're going to get a lot of people that end up not watching, and then maybe they'll make a change.
Yeah, I don't. Anyways, what were you saying? I went off on a little tangent, but yeah, we're up to date though. We can talk about current events because this is coming out in a couple hours.
I know. Sorry, Ian, that we're a little late doing this.
But your hair looks good though. Do you like it?
I like the girl that colors my hair, and she's so sweet. She lives out by us, but I drive all the way out to Lakewood. If you live in Colorado, you know where I'm talking about.
Stop by what is it? Carmine Leonardo's.
Oh, Jeff likes going over there because you get the Italian
Carmine Leonardo's. It's an Italian deli. I think I talked about it before. No affiliation, just like an Italian deli. I actually have a shoot up there tomorrow, and I'm going up to Lakewood, and I was like, ooh, we're getting sandwiches after the shoot.
Yeah, that place is really good.
Yeah. But
I go to this cute little salon. It's called LB Salon. Lindsay, I found her when I very first moved to Denver. It's funny. You know how like used to it would be like way back in the day, Yellow Pages or like word of mouth. We had just moved to Denver and I needed a hair salon to go to. So I typed in, this was, I feel like in the height of like influencing and social media. And I just typed in hashtag like Denver Stylist, hashtag Denver, whatever. And Lindsay popped up and I found her and I went to her for a very long time. And Stephanie, who worked with Jeff at DBL, she started going to her. And then when I was in the thick of it with the boys, she also has 2 kids that are around the same age as my kids. And she was in the thick of it. And the days that I needed, she was like, I can't do. So then I ended up going to somebody else for a while. And then I wanted to start wearing hair extensions because my hair got so thin after COVID. It was just falling out in chunks. And my hair it has not been the same since. It doesn't matter what vitamins I take. So I've been wearing hair extensions and she's like a pro with installing that. Kristen watches this and listens to this podcast, and Kristen lives here in Colorado, and she has been fighting breast cancer, and this is all on her social media, so I'm not like sharing anything secret, but Kristen started getting hair extensions once her hair has grown back, and it looks amazing. Lindsay did her hair for her for a wedding for one of her kids. And then she was like, I feel good. That's like what's so great about the hair salon is they like you come in and you feel like blah and you don't feel good about yourself. And then you tell your hairstylist everything. And then you walk out and you feel amazing. Like somebody going through cancer who, you know, I can't even imagine what you're going through. And you don't feel like yourself. And then someone can transform your hair and make you feel like your old self again.
Yeah. No, you definitely
And Kristen shares that, but shout out to Kristen because I know she listens.
Yeah. Shout out Kristen. Do you feel like hairstylists, like, because you're there long days, right? Those are long days doing people. I mean, you were there for 4 hours.
I was getting my hair done. Oh, are you talking about stylists working?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know, we do talk a lot, like through my work. I do talk a lot throughout the day, but sometimes don't you just want to go into work and you're like, it's part of your job though, to chat it up with your client because you're there for a long time.
Oh, I mean, going back to like when I worked at the hair salon, it was like when in California, I was pregnant with Lawson and it was those I was working 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
And no, you have like your people that you really enjoy that like you see that come in.
Right. But you got to do it to everybody.
Yeah. I mean, but then there's other people sometimes that would come in. Like there's this one guy I can think of that he was always a grouch and super negative, but I always treated him the same as I treat everybody else because I was like, oh, he must be, you don't know what's going on in his personal life. But most people, if you're doing their hair, one thing is actually funny. Like clients are typically kind of, their personalities are kind of like the hairstylist personalities. You always notice that. Like the people, when I worked at the salon, the stylists that were maybe like a little more uptight, their clientele was always like business people and like super serious people. And then like, for example, like Steph.
Oh yeah,
like
from
Planet.
North Carolina.
Like she was just like hippie, just like free
and her clients
spirit.
were like that?
Her clients were always super chill, just like really nice. Like you kind of you attract like the type
your vibe
of clients that you get. So like when I worked in LA, I mean, LA, you never know what you're getting in LA.
But you were on the west side, like towards the beach.
I was towards the beach.
Yeah.
Most people were pretty cool. There were a couple people that like come in, or it's like the moms that are, you know, I remember this one, I can't say her name. I want to say her name. This was back in North Carolina when I worked at the salon. And I remember her saying, oh, I'm going to tip my stylist more because she doesn't make any money. And in my head, I was like, I'll make her think like she doesn't make any money. So she tips her more. Because in this stylist that she said that made like $180,000 a year, $200,000 a year. And I just remember being like, you have no idea, you know, and these are just like stay-at-home moms that come in and there's just different people that come in and then they get on your nerves and they're just, well, we're doing that. And those are the ones like we all make fun of in the back.
All right, if you didn't know by now, Jordan and I are very excited. TogetherMess.com is coming back with all new merch, and we did the whole website through Shopify.
It makes it so easy for someone who wants to start a business. Everything is laid out for you on how you can design your website, everything you can do. Jeff and I, we are actually almost done designing our website thanks to Shopify.
They make it so easy for you with templates to pick out exactly what you want your storefront to look like. I love the creative aspect of everything, but the business side, I'm not so good on. And Shopify makes it easy for you to walk you through the back end of things, meaning that's where you make money.
As people are making orders, you get notified, and it makes it really easy to keep track of all of your orders.
So if you've been sitting on a business idea, Shopify makes it easy for that to happen. Everything you need is included from day one to start selling. Shopify handles the setup and checkout. You have more time to focus on growing your business and the tools you need to do it. Shopify powers millions of businesses worldwide, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to small businesses like ours just getting started.
With Shopify, nothing stands between you and your idea and a real business. So go make it one. Start your free trial at shopify.com/togetherness.
That's right. There's no reason not to start right now, today. Just go to shopify.com/togetherness. So it's just like a barbershop.
Oh, it totally is. Or like one lady was sleeping with this guy who was married and he had a whole different life, but then he bought her this huge diamond and they brought her diamond on a Brinks truck, but his family up north had no idea that he was sleeping with this girl. And this girl would come in and she always, everything brand new, like the brand new range, brand new everything. And I'm like, basically, you're a whore. Because you don't work, you don't do anything, and she had her son in like the best private school and all this stuff. And I'm like, all you do is just give this guy blowjobs and sex and travel with him. And you're like the side mistress and you live in this big house. Like, how does that make you feel? Doesn't that make you feel like shit? And then I knew something was going on when she started coming in the salon instead of being in her workout clothes. She started looking like a business person. And I was like, why is she dressed like that? Like, that doesn't even look like her. And they had broken up. And I was like, oh, she's on trying to find the next man. So she's got to look sophisticated and everything. Like, he got her a new nose and all that stuff.
Oh, boy.
And then when I worked at a plastic surgeon's office in Beverly Hills, and that was something too.
Man.
Yeah. I did not like that job. I did not like the Beverly Hills. I did not like working in that at all. Like, the women just, like this one lady called and they could transfer. I was in the surgery room with the doctor and they could transfer the phones over to my phone. So I'd still have to get it while he's operating. And this lady's like, I need to speak with the doctor. I was like, ma'am, he's in surgery right now. And I was like, just give me your name and number. And then as soon as he's done, I'll give you a call. And just like super personable. And she's like, no, I need to talk to him right now. And I wanted to be like, bitch, did you not just hear me? He's in surgery. Somebody's face is like halfway pulled back. Like, who do you think you are?
They're just entitled.
And that's like what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
And then you go to Malibu and you deal with those women, and those women are more rich than the Beverly Hills women, and they're so cool and so chill, and they're like surfed, or like they got their sundresses on and they're very chill and they're nice. And then the other Beverly Hills women are more like old, grumpy Jewish ladies. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's just the vibe. Yeah.
And then this one lady came in and she had her two daughters. They were in high school. And she was like, their noses are big and they need to get their nose done. And I'm like, well, does your daughter like her nose? Like, they're in high school. Like, what are you doing?
But don't people like in Beverly Hills, like it's Sweet 16, you get a new nose? Is that the...
Maybe. I think
now plastic surgery is like, I think, yeah. If you live in Beverly Hills, we're talking, I think kids are getting plastic surgery like early. Like, I mean, I think the Kardashians all got plastic surgery. I went to go
see this doctor, I don't know, like maybe like 6 months ago. I can't remember how long it was. And I went to him to get about getting an upper bleph. Cause I felt like my eyes were sagging, and I respect this doctor because he told me no. And he's like, if I take skin out of your eyes, you're going to look weird. You're not even going to look like yourself. He goes, come see me in like 10, 15 years.
See, I like a doctor. Yeah. I like that.
And he did a post the other day because I follow him still. And he's like the Kardashian doctor of Denver. Okay. Every housewife goes to him. And he said, I kind of like him too, because he reminds me like that New England, Nantucket, cocky frat boy in a way.
You like that?
Like the way he looked. Kind of.
Really?
I don't know why. Maybe because it reminds me of like living on the East Coast. I just like, he's very serious, just whatever. Anyways, I respected him because he told me no. And
yes.
a lot of people, friends or like hairstylists that I've talked to, everybody's like, oh, all my clients go to this guy. And he does the most natural job. But he did a post talking about people are coming in their 30s now wanting a facelift.
Ooh.
And he was like, if it's the right candidate, everyone's different. Like if your skin, some people might need like a minor tweak, but he goes, not everybody needs that just because you see it on social media,
Right.
Because what you see now, people like Kardashians they're beautiful and they do look perfect, but people think, oh, I need that. I mean, when I'm 50, I would totally get a facelift. If they were like, oh, you could do a mini facelift, I would do it.
Yeah, but I mean, that look, I don't know. I'm not out in the world, but like that Kardashian look, like, I guess it's still in the lips, no, but it's also
more natural. Everything's leaning more natural.
I like more natural. I don't like, cause I mean, you ever see those transformations like on Instagram, where it's just like an average looking person and then they do all the makeup and the eyelashes and like plump up their lips and they just by makeup and like outline it. I mean, they look like a Kardashian. You're like,
I think
damn.
When you're getting it done, sometimes, because I've looked back at stuff and I was like, oh, I might have had a little too much stuff done. And two, when I gained weight, that didn't really help. It didn't help like the roundness of my face. But I think sometimes you don't see yourself as changing. Then you're like, oh, well, I need more. I see this crease here. I need more. I just stick to Botox now. That's like my thing. And I only let Dr. Humes touch my lips. And I haven't had my lips done in like 2 years. But I think that everything in moderation, like I think the look people are going for now is that rested look. Like you want to look rested, but you don't want to look like, you're like when we were at a spring break, Beverly Hills and like 30-year-olds walking around looking like they all look the same.
We're talking more about LA, I think, people around the country look like that.
Yeah.
But you really see it when you're in Beverly Hills.
Oh, yeah.
Like they all do look the same. That's what I'm saying. So like if, like in your 20s, you're out at a club and then some girl, you take her home, whatever. And then like all
the makeup's off?
Yeah. Like in the morning, you're like, dude, who are you? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You look like a different person with all that eyelash and all that stuff on. Yeah. Right? Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, with
that's why I like, I don't know. I'm just more into a natural look for me.
I think doing what makes you feel best about yourself. I think women can have a lot of insecurities because there's so much comparison. It's just like, oh, I've had kids. Now my stomach's fat. Now I got stretch marks. Now this doesn't look the same now. Oh, look at me. Look at my legs now. Look at my arms or whatever it may be. My boobs are sagging. And it's just, it's just like, it's hard. It's just like hard. You want to live life, but then your body does change after you have kids, but then you do want to feel your best self. So I get it. Or maybe somebody's like, their teeth have been bothering them forever. I mean, your teeth can change how you look. I don't think it's like a trend. I think now a lot of influencers now I think they're getting it free because they keep posting and tagging the guy, but they're all getting these veneers. And this one girl she's beautiful. And then she got these big old chompers and it just she looks totally different now.
Remember something about Mary when
what?
Matt Dillon shows up and he got his teeth done because she was joking around, remember?
Oh,
and he shows up and he smiles and he's got the big teeth.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
It would be funnier if you remember that part.
I don't really remember that part.
My movie references, man, they don't land like they used to.
But I don't really watch movies.
I know, but at work too, they're younger kids and I throw out movies like I threw out something about Mary one time.
Well, you need to hang out with the 60, 50, 40-year-olds and they might get it. Because I'm 8 years younger and sometimes I don't get your references.
That's a good reference. For anybody out there, you know what I'm talking about. That's a good reference.
But yeah, it's just again, you got to do what makes you feel better.
No, I get it. Age brings all that into play too. Yeah. Because I feel the same way.
I feel like my teeth are shrinking and I used to love my teeth. And they're shrinking.
Your teeth are shrinking?
Yeah, they're getting shorter. That's what happens when you get older.
You grind them up?
Probably, but My dentist is like, wear a night guard. And I'm like, no, they make me gag. I won't wear one.
All right. Geez. You're unloading some stuff fresh from the beauty salon.
No, we're just.
No, but I think I feel it too. I don't think it's just women. I think men feel it too.
But you complain about your.
Of course. That's what I was going to say.
Like,
man, it's age. You know, your body's not going to respond. Your metabolism not as up. Your testosterone, your muscle mass, all that. You know, like, man, I want to look like. And then you go like to the neighborhood pool, and there's like that young kid or whatever. And I was like, look at this guy. I hate him.
But he's 21.
I know, but he's like so jacked and tan and perfect. I'm like, I hate you.
Oh, I saw a girl at the pool the other day, and she was young, probably early 20s. And it looked like everybody, well, it was everybody that came home from college, and they're all hanging out with their friends from high school. And this girl's stomach was so pretty, and it was so flat. I was like, dang, you look so good.
Yeah, that's 20s.
I know.
So that's why, like, you remember that, you know, and then you look in the mirror and you're like, what the hell happens here?
I have like, from where my belly ring was, that extra skin. I was like, I need to get that clipped and like tightened, because now it's like saggy from where the hole was.
Oh my goodness, love.
What?
You just got your hair done. You look great. You look beautiful.
Thanks.
All right. It's not so bad.
Okay, so going on next for dropping the whole plastic surgery.
Yeah. Are you done with your rant? Usually I'm the one with the rant.
No, I wasn't ranting. Do whatever makes you feel good about yourself. Like, seriously, because
you're right. That's exactly the answer.
If it makes you feel good and it makes you feel sexy around your husband, do it. Who am I? Because I have I have a list, you guys, of things that I make a list, and then I write down the price of how much it is. So I like know. And then I have to and then I get down the least expensive.
But now you're making fun of those Beverly Hills women.
But
if you had the money, you probably would overdo it.
No, I don't think so.
You just said you had a list.
Yeah, of things that I'm actually going to do. Like, I'm going to get my boobs done. Well, yeah. And so I'm getting my boobs redone. And
all right. Just don't turn into one of those.
You don't
people.
care. You're like, do whatever. And the only reason
I do believe in do what makes you happy, but don't get crazy.
The only reason I haven't done it is because I'm worried. I feel like it's going to hurt. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to. I don't know. It's like they take your nipples off and like that. I'm like, is it going to be painful? It kind of makes me nervous about getting put to sleep now. But our new neighbor is the anesthesiologist. So I want to talk to him about like what happens and what are the risks of going to a facility. Because I heard if like you're in a hospital where they do the surgery and something does go down, your better chance of survival is if you're in the hospital getting it done than in their facility. So like all that is like going through my mind. Remember that time I got surgery on my leg and you just dropped me off at the surgery center and went to work?
Yeah.
And they were like, you have no family here? And I was like, no. And they were like, this is the saddest thing ever.
I just started, yeah.
And they were like, we've never had somebody like come in here by themselves.
We didn't even have any friends yet.
No, we had friends. We had friends. My mom was watching the kids, but I remember I wasn't nervous at all because I was so exhausted from the kids that I was like, put me to sleep because this is going to be amazing because I get alone time and all of that. But
all right,
where was I getting at?
Filler's still not a thing, right? We're going to get off this.
Filler?
I don't like that look at all.
I don't know. I think I'm not an injector. We need to put DAGs on here. Dags does a really good job. That's Vitantan's wife, if you don't know. Okay, so switching gears. Jax is in the news.
Vandy's.
Where is it? I know, so
Wow, you are into the hot goss today. This is a barbershop or a beauty salon up.
No, a friend sent it to me. She was like, ooh, look at this. And I was like, who is that?
But I think if you watch Vanderpump, rules out there. I don't know how many people watch that show, but I think that's old news. They're just on vacation. I think they got caught in a scandal.
But it went away. It went away. I heard the girl he's with is not that nice. I can't even find it now.
She was their publicist.
Yeah, but then my whole thing, it's not even getting into the whole Jax thing. It's just kind of like Lindsay. We've worked with Lindsay forever. You've known Lindsay since Chicago.
Since I was like,
Yeah, Lindsay was Jeff's agent in Chicago. That would be like you and Lindsay hooking up. And then
you're right.
And like we were super tight. Me and Lindsay talked, we were laughing about that. I was like, that's like you and Jeff going and hooking up. And she was like, I know. And that's so wrong. Like, I feel like there's a rule, like with people. I always knew back home, and I didn't date a lot at all, but it was if you know someone, like that was their friend, they're off limits all the time. Like there's a girl code. You don't mess with somebody's man if they date. I don't even care if it's in high school. You leave them alone. You can't touch them. And that's why it's better that you and I met living in different states, because everybody was off limits, because living in a small suburban town growing up, everybody dated everybody and had sex with somebody. So it's like, you can't date. Same with you.
Yeah.
You can't.
That's why I got out of there.
Kind of.
But no, I mean, at a certain point, who cares? You know what I mean? Those two, they're an example of what we're using, even if you don't know who they are. But that relationship's over. So who cares?
Yeah, but that's kind of messed up, because I'm sure Brittany confided in her.
But it's your publicist. It's not her best friend that you grew up with. Yeah, it's her publicist.
But I'm sure it was like a longtime publicist. It would be like Lindsay. Me and Lindsay, I've talked to Lindsay about stuff. If you've made me mad, I've like vented to Lindsay about you.
So, it's the betrayal of like trust. Yes. That's what you're saying? Yeah. I got you. And
if it's your publicist, you should be able to trust that person, not being worried that you're having sex with somebody.
No, I get what you're saying. Take it easy.
Oh.
I feel like you're right on that edge of like, if I say the wrong thing, it's...
No, but like there was something a while ago, Portia, that was on our season of Big Brother, said that she was like, I guess, do an interview.
Wow,
she said,
this is all the hot goss.
Hot goss. It's not hot goss.
I know, but I don't even know why you're justifying this with an
me.
answer. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm just saying you and Lindsay were there together.
Yeah, I know.
At Sundance.
I know.
And you, Lindsay, and her friend, y'all all stayed in one room.
Yes.
Yes, right?
Oh, with my publicist. I did stay with the publicist.
And you stayed all in one room. And it just made me laugh that Portia's like, oh, Jeff tried to hit on me or something. And Lindsay's like, I was there with Jeff the entire time. I don't even know what she's talking about.
That's ridiculous. I don't even know why we're answering this.
I'm bringing it up because you were in the same room with Linz.
I know. It doesn't even need to be justified with an answer. But you know how many people, like, over the years, I mean, it's been 17 years since we were on Big Brother, took like little pop shots at me and saying little things like to get our attention.
And we've keep your mouth shut.
Do you know how much shit we have on people that took little pop shots at us and said things that I definitely was super pissed about, but never went public with anything just because they were trying to get themselves back in, I don't even want to say the news, because it's not like we're news at all. But over those years, there's a list. You have a list of your little things.
Oh,
I got a list of people, and you guys would be shocked of some of those people on that list. And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we've talked about it.
Because I got one on my list.
Yeah, I've got one too, and they're both different. But yeah, just like little things, little podcasts that they think we would never see. But then, of course, our audience sends us everything, or people send us stuff.
Yeah,
and we see everything. And then some things you guys don't even know about. Yeah, there's just a lot of shit out there. Because I don't want to give the other people credence to be like, I'm thinking about you, even though there's some people I really hate. But you know what I'm saying? I don't want to give them the credence like, take out time in a day to answer their bullshit questions and start this up.
We take the high road.
Yes. And
every single time, but we could get
dirty. We could get dirty.
And we don't. And then it's funny. There's people that have wrote me. It makes me laugh and are like, can you come on my podcast or come on my show? Not asking you, asking me. And then either you guys have tagged me or showed me, and they're talking shit about you. or calling you a homophobe or calling you certain things, or I see the comments and I'm like, no, I'm not going on your stupid show. And no, I'm not going to do that. Do you think I don't know what you were saying? Like, you're my partner.
Yeah, then they reach out for a favor.
Yeah, but you're my partner. And why would I go support someone else that's bashing you? And then they're like, oh yeah, this guy's a homophobe. Hey, Jordan, you're like my favorite. Can you come on here and do this? Blah, blah. No, absolutely not. Ignore.
You're right, because it's like,
and that's why that's why like when people write, I don't trust other people because I don't know their motives, and they might come across as like, oh, like genuine, like, oh yeah, but I don't know if they're trying to have a got you moment and bring up things from your past
100%
and catch me off guard.
Yeah.
And then there's when you're doing this interview, it's not live. So they can cut it and make it look however they want it to look or however they're trying to spin it. So I'm like, no, I don't trust people at all. And so I'm like no to everything.
Yeah, I've heard, and am I saying it's Potshots, not pop shots? I actually just looked that up the other day at work, but Potshots. But I don't know why that just crossed. I'm like, was I saying pop shots or Potshots? Yeah, I never was that guy. I never was, even when I did the interviews, and you could think whatever you want out there, when I did those Big Brother after shows and I was on that show and I went through my own scrutiny because, whatever. When people came off that show, I would they're like, you got to go in hard on this. I'm like, guys, I'm not Barbara Walters.
You were always respectful.
Yes, I go, I'm not Barbara Walters. I go, I know what it's like in that house. I'm going to bring it up. Trust me, I'm going to bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to let it go. And I'll ask the questions. I feel like, think what you want about Andy Cohen. I feel like he'll ask people a couple questions depending on what day it is. But I feel like he brings it up, and especially like on the reunions, and he's like, all right, last time, let's put it to rest. And then he moves on. Right. You know what I mean? Now the interview style, because I do see him do that. And I'm like, I like that he does that. Like he goes in and then he gets out. Now it's like people are like twisting their mustache and they're like, I cannot wait. So like, all right, I need to check you on something right now because this was way out of line. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And they want that gotcha moment because they think, and that does what sell, it's like the Inquirer. And then they want to take your whole life down for what you said to get their moment of shine for 5 seconds. I never was that guy. I never was that guy. I always asked the question, but I never harped on it. And my intention was, I hope you learned something from that because I've been through my shit and I've learned things in the past and I've said some things that I regret and I want to learn from them. That's exactly my interview style. I want you to, I did this. It was wrong. I apologize. Good. I'm glad you're a better person for it. Me too. Let's move on from this. Not every single interview is the same question and you don't even know where they came from, why they're saying it. And I went through it. I'm sorry. And it's still the same like turnover and people still say the same shit, even though I haven't talked to you in 17 years,
Yeah.
I don't know why we went on that tangent, but I don't like those gotcha moments, especially from an interviewer. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be a professional.
Yeah, but
get that question out, but move in a positive direction from it, not try to bury them in a deeper hole.
But you're always a professional and you have a heart. Like you think about it before you were never rude to any of the house guests. There were so many nights that not so many nights. It was actually one night and I hated it every single year. You would go, whether you liked the person or not, to the stupid 99-cent store. And I would go with you and we would find something that symbolized someone that season of Big Brother. And we kept it positive. And we would spend 2 hours.
Some of them were stupid. Some of them because you couldn't find for everybody.
Find something, but you would always spin it to something positive. And we would spend probably 2 hours in there and you would stay up all night making them these gifts.
No, a couple of them were jabs. A couple of them were it wasn't jabs. But it wasn't
never mean.
Yeah, it wasn't like here's a trophy for racist of the year. You know what I mean? It was nothing like that, you know?
But I mean, you went over and beyond to do that. You know what I mean? And you were always treat everybody with respect, but then somebody's just going to, I don't know, just bash or say you made them uncomfortable in the interview.
I've heard that before too.
You already know who I'm talking
about. Well, no, that's happened a couple times.
Yeah.
That people have said that. And that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Our whole crew was there. Afterwards, I'd hang out with them as much as I could. I would always treat them with respect. I'm like, thank you so much for doing this. I was always very appreciative of them coming, even though they wanted to come on. You know what I mean? And it was my job to interview all the house guests. I was so appreciative, like they came and they said their piece and I got to talk to them. And I know they're still decompressing from the house and the whole experience and things like that. And listen, everybody's not going to like everybody. I didn't like everybody I interviewed, but I always treated them with respect.
Right.
But then for them to turn around and be like, I was very uncomfortable or you didn't treat me with respect, that's bullshit. Yeah. That's 100% bullshit.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Because there was never, I know who you're talking about now, but there's other ones too. Yeah. Man, we're getting into some dirt. Look at you bringing that goss from the beauty salon over here. Now I'm into it.
Well, now you guys know.
Yeah, there's more, but I don't want to keep going down the negative train. But anyways, this is our style now.
Are we done?
And you look great. Yeah, I think we're done.
All right. Read a quote.
You want to end on a positive note?
Sure.
This looks
Find
a little long.
short one.
I got to dip back
It's like 9:00 at night. I got to get ready. I got to get
way
the
too
kids.
long. Oh, who's calling me? Oh, spam. That's great.
Oh, do you turn your phone? You should turn your phone off. That's what you say to me.
Well, I needed it on because I was trying to check the time. All right, here's the quote. Consult not your fears, but your hopes and dreams. Think not about your frustrations, but about your unfulfilled potential. Concern yourself not with what you tried and failed in, but what is still possible for you to do. I think I read that one before because it's from the Pope, but I like it.
All right. Let's see. What is today? Today's Tuesday. You guys are going to hear this on Wednesday. So tonight we are doing Big Brother Live. If you are around, tune in. We always say this. We're doing that 3 days a week. We will also be doing the it's couch jury tomorrow. Or couch jury tonight, because tonight is Wednesday. That's when you guys are getting it. Then Thursday is couch jury 2. Then we will be doing the live eviction. We will be down here talking about that. We don't have a guest, but Jeff and I will be talking about it. So far, it's really good. I like D so far from what I've seen. And then
so you can watch all those on Jeff and Jordan TV on YouTube. We're revamping that. And then if you don't watch Jeff and Jordan TV, you could always catch our next episode with the Big Brother season. If you are a fan or you like the show, we're going to be doing that live recap show on Thursday night. And then that's going to be on the podcast on Friday as well.
And then Amazon Live will be at 4:00 on Sunday. A lot of people might not be tuned in because I heard the World Cup is going on Sunday.
Sunday's the World Cup?
I don't know. I heard somebody said that.
Oh, I thought it'd be Saturday, but.
Oh, I might be wrong. Don't listen to me.
Hold on. Let me check this.
Somebody said at the salon, they were like, oh, the World Cup Sunday.
When is the World Cup finals? Maybe you're right. Oh, that's going to. Well, you know what? There's been a lot of other stuff on lately.
Yeah. We're still doing it, staying on track. So that will be Sunday at 4:00. You guys have a wonderful day. Hope you're having a great summer. Okay, hurry up.
Why isn't this loading? All right, whatever. We're still doing it either way.
Yeah. Bye.